Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Let's move forward and
Yes, sir.
start studying about the ammonia. Please, let's move forward. Preparation. We have seen. Let us revise whatever we have studied about ammonia, and then we can learn little more. Ammonia is present in the small quantity in air and soil. We are well aware that when we have urea NH2, CO NH2, this urea actually, when it reacts with water, it produces ammonium carbonate, which actually gives us the ammonia, water, and carbon dioxide. The various ammonium salts, my dear students, that we can see, ammonium salts when they react with the alkalis. When this ammonium salts react with the alkalis, we get ammonia produced. Same way, my dear students, on a large scale, ammonia is produced by the Haber's process. So, in the Haber's process, nitrogen reacts with hydrogen present, that gives us ammonia. Here, the value of formation of ammonia is negative, or the enthalpy of formation of ammonia is negative. Thus, the reaction is endothermic, and higher temperature and higher pressure is preferred according to the Lee-Chatelier principle. A very important point, my dear students, you can note down here or you can understand is, mention the condition to maximize the yield of ammonia. To maximize the yield of ammonia, my dear students, the optimum condition for the production of ammonia, we need pressure of almost 200 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal, which is approximately 200 atmospheric pressure. The temperature should be maintained around 700 Kelvin. The catalyst which is used, generally it is used as an iron oxide. This iron oxide is used as a catalyst with the help of the, or apart from that, potassium oxide and aluminum trioxide are also being added into it. This potassium oxide or aluminum oxide are known as the activators. They are also known as promoters, and potassium oxide and aluminum oxides, they activate or they enhance the effect of catalyst. K2O and Al2O3 are promoters that increases the activity of catalyst or activity of iron oxide. Earlier, my dear students, iron was used as a catalyst and molybdenum was used as a promoter or activator. Now, my dear students, we want to see some of the properties of ammonia. Ammonia is colorless without pungent odor. Its freezing and boiling points are 198.4 and 239.7 Kelvin respectively. In the solid and liquid state, ammonia is having intermolecular hydrogen bonds. So ammonia has got higher melting point and boiling point than expected. Melting point order of ammonia is, you can see that ammonia has got the highest melting point among all the hydrides of group 15 elements. That is what it is, because of the hydrogen bonding that is possible in ammonia. But when we look at the boiling point of ammonia is greater than the boiling point of arsenic hydride and phosphorus hydride, but it is less than the boiling point of bismuth hydride and antimony hydride. The ammonia molecule is trigonal bipyramidal in shape, and this trigonal bipyramidal nature, you can see that in the figure I'm going to show you, with the nitrogen atom at the apex. It has three bond. Uh, it has three bond pairs and one lone pairs of electron. That is what you can see here. Let me explain this to you, my dear students. That if you look into the geometry of this ammonia, you will see it is tetrahedral. This is how you can understand it. The tetrahedral geometry. It's easy for you to understand. This is the tetrahedral geometry of our ammonia. But at the same time, my dear students, we may also have some some of the portion, or you can see that this portion, what I'm going to show you, this portion that you can see here, which shows that it is the trigonal bipyramidal in nature. So here we have trigonal bipyramidal. It's a pyramidal shape. This is the pyramidal shape for ammonia, and tetrahedral shape for overall so geometry is tetrahedral, but the shape is pyramidal. Now when you look into the number of bonds pairs and lone pairs, my dear students, you can see that uh, one, these are the bond pairs what I am showing you. This is what it is, the lone pair, which is easy for you to understand. This is the lone pair. But please remember that here we have the bond pairs also. You can easily identify this. This is bond pair number 1, this is bond pair number 2, and this is bond pair number 3. So it has one lone pair and these 3 bond pairs. That is how we understand the structure of ammonia, my dear students. Now we can move and understand about the uh, ammonia gas is highly soluble in water. So ammonia gas, which is highly soluble in water. Aqueous solution of ammonia is weakly basic in nature. So when ammonia reacts with water, my dear students, it produces NH4 plus and OH minus. This OH minus is responsible for basic nature. So please understand, my dear students, that this OH minus is responsible for the basic nature. It forms ammonia salt, that is NH3 plus H2SO4, that gives NH4 twice SO4, NH3 plus HCl, it gives NH4Cl. So my dear students, when ammonia reacts with either sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid, it gives ammonium salts, ammonium sulfate as well as ammonium chloride. As a weak base, ammonia precipitates the hydroxides, which are also known as the hydrated oxides of iron. Um, in case of some of the metals, of many metals, from their salt solution. That is what we can easily understand here. For example, my dear students, if you have ZnSO4 and if you allow it to react with the NH4OH, ZnOH twice shows the white precipitates and ammonium sulfate is produced. FeCl3, when it reacts with the liquor ammonia or ammonium hydroxide, that gives us the brown precipitates. That is the what you can say, that is the hydrated oxides of iron, and NH4OH is also produced. So this is how, my dear students, we understand about the formation of the hydrated oxides or salts or hydroxides. They precipitate out into a particular reactions. So this is how we study about ammonia. Now, why ammonia? Why does NH3 acts as a Lewis base? That is what we need to understand. Why ammonia acts as a Lewis base? The presence of lone pair of electron on the nitrogen atom make ammonia a Lewis base. It donates the electron pair and forms a linkage with the metal ions, and formation of and formation of and formation of complex compounds, my dear students. You can see here, I hope, the formation of complex compounds finds application in the direction of the metal ion. So ammonia is used, my dear students, to precipitate the Cu plus 2 as well as Ag plus 2 ions. You can see that here we have a question. I hope you can see that. My dear students, can you see the question here? बच्चों क्या आप क्वेश्चन देख पा रहे हैं? Can you read the question for me? Which is written with the red pen. Can you read the question?
How does ammonia react with fields?
Once again, please.
How does ammonia react with sodium?
Which solution?
Solution of Cu plus 2.
So you can see, my dear students, that Cu plus 2, when it reacts with the ammonia 4NH3, it gives a complex CuNH3 4 plus 2. Cu plus 2 is of blue color, and this CuNH3 4 plus 2 is a deep blue color substance, my dear students. Same way, my dear students, when it comes to the silver plus ion, it may be some sort of silver, like silver nitrate or something like that. So silver Ag plus ion, when it reacts with the Cl minus ion, it gives us the white precipitates of silver chloride AgCl. This white precipitates dissolves into the solution of ammonia which may be either NH4OH or liquor ammonia, and that gives us the colorless complex AgNH3 twice Cl or AgNH3 twice plus. Thus, my dear students, in the identification of the Cu+2 ion, we get deep blue coloration when ammonia is added into the solution of Cu+2. At the same time, if we want to identify Ag, silver plus ion, then silver plus ion, if it is added to chloride, it gives white precipitates. These white precipitates are soluble in ammonia solution or liquor ammonia or NH4AH, and thus we can identify the presence of Ag plus or silver ions. Now, my dear students, we want to study about the uses of ammonia. So, ammonia is used to produce various nitrogenous fertilizers. For example, these various nitrogenous fertilizers are ammonium nitrate, urea, ammonium phosphate, and ammonium sulfate. So, these are the various nitrogenous fertilizers that we have. Ammonia is used in the manufacture of some nitrogenous compounds such as nitric acid. So please remember that ammonia is also used in the preparation of nitric acid. Liquid ammonia is used as a refrigerant. So please remember that liquid ammonia can also be utilized to make the other substances cool or to refrigerate the other substances. So I hope, my dear students, you understood everything about ammonia. Now, do you have any doubt in ammonia? You can ask me. बच्चों, अमोनिया में अगर कोई डाउट है तो आप लोग पूछ सकते हैं. अगर डाउट नहीं है तो प्लीज रिप्लाई तो कर दीजिए.
No, sir.
No doubt.
No, sir.
Then, my dear students, let's move and study about oxides of nitrogen. So nitrogen forms a new number of oxides in different oxidation state. First oxide that we are going to study about is nitrogen oxide. Dinitrogen oxide. Dinitrogen oxide is also known as nitrogen 1 oxide. It is also known as laughing gas. The formula of dinitrogen oxide is N2O, my dear students. The oxidation state of nitrogen in N2O is +1. Method of preparation: dinitrogen oxide is prepared by the thermal decomposition of ammonium nitrate. When ammonium nitrate is heated, it gives us the dinitrogen oxides and water molecule. Physical appearance: dinitrogen is a colorless and physical state is gas. So we can say dinitrogen oxide is a colorless gas and it is neutral in its substance. So it is neutral in nature. Nitrogen monoxide, my dear students, we are going to study. That is the next oxide that we have. We have nitrogen monoxide. This nitrogen monoxide is also known as nitrogen 2 oxide. The formula of this oxide is NO. Oxidation state of nitrogen is +2. Method of preparation, my dear students, very important method of preparation is for this compound. When NaNO2 reacts with the FeSO4 and in the acidic medium of sulfuric acid, we get Fe2SO4, that is ferric sulfate or iron 3 sulfate, NaHSO4, that is sodium hydrogen sulfate. Water and 2 molecules of NO are being produced, which is known as the nitric oxide, or it is also known as the nitrogen 2 dioxide or nitrogen monoxide. So my dear students, this is the method of preparation of nitrogen monoxide. The physical appearance is colorless and physical state is gas. So nitrogen monoxide is a colorless gas, whereas its chemical nature, my dear students, so this is also a gas which is neutral in nature. So this is how, my dear student, we study about the various oxides of nitrogen. The third oxide that we need to study about is, can you read me for this, my dear students, what is the third oxide? What is the name of the third oxide? Will you please read it for me? Any one of you?
Dinitrogen trioxide.
Thank you. Read it once again.
Dinitrogen trioxide.
Very good, Chirag. So here we have the dinitrogen trioxide, which is also known as the nitrogen 3 oxide. The formula that we have is N2O3. Oxidation state of nitrogen is +3. It can be prepared by the reaction of the nitrogen monoxide and dinitrogen tetroxide. At 250 Kelvin, we get 2 molecules. So when 2 molecules of nitrogen monoxide and 1 molecule of dinitrogen oxide, when it reacts with 250 Kelvin, it gives us the 2 molecules of dinitrogen trioxide. The physical state, the physical appearance, please remember, my dear students, that dinitrogen trioxide is blue in color, it is gaseous in state, and it is an acidic oxide. So please remember that dinitrogen trioxide is a blue colored gas and it is acidic in nature. The fourth one that we have is nitrogen dioxide, that is also known as nitrogen 4 oxide. The chemical formula is NO2. The oxidation state of nitrogen is N. My dear students, we have studied the preparation in the 9th standard also. My dear students, we have seen that when lead nitrate is heated, my dear students, at 673 Kelvin, when lead nitrate is heated at 673 Kelvin, we produces or we get 4 molecules of dinitrogen oxide plus 2 molecules of lead oxide and 1 molecule of oxygen. Please remember, and we have even studied in 10th standard, my dear student, that this nitrogen dioxide is a reddish brown gas. This is a reddish brown gas that we have, and thus, my dear students, we have dinitrogen trioxide reddish brown gas. That is, so you can see that physical appearance is brown color, physical state is gas, and the nature of this oxide is acidic in nature. Now, my dear students, we want to study about the fifth oxide, which is known as the dinitrogen tetroxide. That is also known as nitrogen 5 oxide. Chemical formula is N2O4. Oxidation state of nitrogen is +4. The method of preparation we can see here is 2NO2. When we cool it, my dear students, it gives us N2O4. And when N2O4 is heated, it gives us NO2 dinitrogen, that is nitrogen dioxide. So please remember, the physical appearance of this N2O4 is colorless. It is solid. Please remember, our N2O4 is at room temperature solid in state and it is acidic in nature. Then we have the last oxide of nitrogen, which is known as dinitrogen pentoxide. It is also known as nitrogen 5 oxide, my dear students. The chemical formula is N2O5. Oxidation state of nitrogen in N2O5 is +5. N2O5 is prepared by the reaction of nitric acid and phosphorus pentoxide, or you can say phosphorus decaoxide or tetraphosphorus decoxide P4O10. When nitric acid reacts with these oxides of phosphorus, it gives us 4HPO3 and N2O5, that is dinitrogen pentoxide. Dinitrogen pentoxide is colorless solid. Please remember, my dear students, that dinitrogen pentoxide is colorless solid and it is acidic in nature. So this is how, my dear students, we can have various oxides of nitrogen. Please remember the various methods of preparation of these oxides. Let us do a small revision for the method of preparation of these oxides. First oxide N2O can be prepared by the decomposition of ammonium nitrate. Second oxide, that is NO, is prepared by the reaction of NaNO2 FeSO4 into the acidic medium of sulfuric acid. That gives us ferric sulfate, sodium hydrogen sulfate, water, and our nitrogen monoxide. Then, my dear students, when nitrogen monoxide and dinitrogen tetroxide reacts at 250 degree Kelvin temperature, they gives us the dinitrogen trioxide. When lead nitrate is decomposed, it gives us the nitrogen dioxide, and when nitrogen dioxide is cooled, my dear students, it gives us dinitrogen tetroxide. But when dinitrogen tetroxide is heated, we get nitrogen dioxide. And our last oxide, that is nitrogen pentoxide or dinitrogen pentoxide, is prepared by the reaction of nitric acid and P4O10. Along with the dinitrogen pentoxide, we also produce HPO3. So I hope, my dear students, you have understood everything. Now, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Is there anything
No
which you
doubt.
could not
No
understand?
doubt.
You can ask me, my dear students.
No doubt.
Okay, then, my dear students, in the
No
next
doubt, sir.
period, we will study about the structures of our these various oxides, and we will also study about the nitric acid, my dear students. So this is what we'll have to stop here, because you need to go to the next class and I need to give you some time. So I hope you have enjoyed the class. I wish you happy learning, my dear students.